I'm never completely sure of my position about the entire ring culture. One player does not always win a championship. They can be quite circumstantial, yet they represent complete organizational victories. The fact that Stephen Curry won his fourth NBA title on Thursday night, linking him with players like LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal, seems very meaningful. With 4, Curry has one more than Dwayne Wade and Larry Bird and one less than Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan. He needs Kevin Durant. Stories should all go in the trash, where they belong. First off, Curry won a championship before Durant and has now done it again after him. LeBron also required Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love before Anthony Davis. Magic need Kareem, whereas Shaq required Kobe and Wade. That's how it operates, especially given the breadth of skill present in the contemporary NBA. Nobody works alone on it. Having said that, Curry has consistently served as the epicenter of the Warriors' hurricane that has torn through the NBA for the past 8 years. Defenses guard against him because he is the one they dread the most. He's the team builder in the locker room, a selfless superstar who plays without the ball to allow others to shine. Curry is indeed the younger version of Tim Duncan, as Steve Kerr frequently describes him. The exceptional superstar combination of humility and blatantly conceited self-assurance that, in the words of Steve Kerr to Scott Van Pelt following the victory, makes everyone in the locker room want to compete for him. Without him, none of this occurs, according to Kerr. And that doesn't diminish Joe and Peter's ownership in any way because they are fantastic owners. They have created a remarkable organization. What a GM, Bob Myers. Our athletes. We've had so many outstanding athletes. But Steph is ultimately to blame for this run. Like Timmy, Duncan, in San Antonio, in many ways. I'm delighted for everyone, but Steph especially. This, in my opinion, is the peak of an already remarkable career. Kerr and I both agree. This title is unique and has a stronger sense of purpose. The Warriors were not a great squad. However, Klay Thompson is not the athlete that everyone remembers from before the injuries. He still deserves praise for the way he came back this season and made a significant contribution to what is now his 4th championship. Draymond Green, who was beginning to seem like a real hindrance midway through this series, is also not. The second best player on Golden State by a wide margin was Andrew Wiggins. Like Kerr stated, Myers deserves kudos for pulling all the right roster strings while avoiding a couple that many people believed he should have. Several players who excelled in their jobs deserve praise. But this was, quite obviously, Curry's title. He earns his first Finals MVP award after averaging 31.2 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 48-44 shooting percentages. That 3-point percent is the highest in Finals history with over 50 attempts, while facing one of the strongest defenses we've seen in a long time, if not ever. Naturally, he had little interest in talking about himself when questioned about this particular honor. Ignore that inquiry. Why do you start there? When asked how it felt to be relieved of the Finals MVP monkey off his back, Curry responded, 4 titles have been won by us. God is awesome. The chance to compete on this platform with fantastic teammates against a top-notch Boston Celtics squad that gave us everything in an effort to win. This one hits different for sure. Just knowing what the last 3 years have meant, what it's been like with injuries to roster changes, the emergence of Wiggs, and our young players carrying the conviction that we could return to this stage and triumph, even if it didn't make sense when we said it, all that stuff matters. We currently have 4 championships. We finally caught that bad dude, myself, Dre, Klay, and Andre. It's unique. It's unique. Everybody in that locker room who will get to spray champagne around the locker room, together with all the work that was put into it, mattered in the process. I'm just pleased and proud for everyone. Curry won't ever laud his own praises, in fact. His teammates are here to help with that. Curry is now officially recognized as the best point guard in history, according to Andre Iguodala. Curry was praised by Draymond as absolutely amazing. Curry recorded 34 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, and 6 three-pointers on Thursday. As a result, he became the first player in NBA history to make at least 5 three-pointers in a single finals series opening 5 games. In addition, he is the only guard in history to average at least 30 points in 2 different finals, and one of only 5 players to win multiple regular season MVPs, multiple scoring crowns, and finals MVP. We're out of room on a CV that is getting hard to keep out of any discussion of all-time greats worth its salt. You might never witness something like the 8-year run Curry is now on. Between his first championship and his fourth, LeBron needed 9 years. Shaq was in need of 7. Curry will likely have won at least 5 titles in these 8 years, and very possibly 6, with a record-breaking 73-win season in the horizon as well, assuming Kevin Durant doesn't retire in 2019 and Draymond Green isn't suspended in 2016. Simply said, Curry is one of the best bets there has ever been for a championship run. The outstanding ones can be identified by that. To truly win the competition, you'll need a superb squad and some favorable circumstances. But the players who consistently keep their clubs in contention are remembered as the best. Curry will get you a long way if you give him a strong roster. And the truth is, he hasn't even finished yet. Have you seen the finals? Did he resemble a man who is about to have a serious decline? I'll admit that while Curry struggled through his worst shooting season of his career then excelled in the postseason, I let myself to believe on more than one time that this was the beginning of the end of his prime. Although it was a wonderful boost that Boston used drop coverage the whole series, the player looked fantastic. Strong, quick, and assured. The video game screenshots appeared to be back to normal. His defensive tenacity was nothing short of inspirational, to the extent that his size and ability permitted. A wonder of conditioning. Curry is 34 years old, and you have to question if he still has 5 more years like LeBron, who doesn't seem to be as affected by age as other people are. His shooting gravity will likely be impactful nearly beyond words for as long as he plays, since he takes the same kind of care of his body as LeBron. Give Thompson a complete, healthy offseason to regain the reliable two-way form he displayed only sometimes this year. You might not be too far from an all-star if Jordan Poole has another year. Because not many teams will guard Curry the way the Celtics did, Green will no longer be the offensive liability he was for much of this series. Green's playmaking will also return. Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga will be there. James Wiseman may be as well. In this habitat, Wiggins is well established. A blessing, Kevon Looney. There really is a Gary Payton, too. The Warriors are already projected to win the championship in Vegas for the upcoming campaign. Don't count out Myers making a significant move to improve this team as well. He has so far resisted the impulse, but it's possible that this is just because the ideal opportunity hasn't presented itself. Myers was correct when he said that the Warriors had everything it takes to win another championship without jeopardizing the future as long as they had Curry. But those resources are still available, and Myers has shown that, in one way or another, he knows what to do with them. But all of that is in the future. Now is the golden opportunity to think back on one of the most exceptional basketball players in history, as well as one of the finest and most accomplished. There's a good chance Steph Curry won't appear again. Not how he plays, though. That's not how he leads. He is unquestionably unique. This league has been turned upside down in less than 10 years by the boy who was essentially unrecruited, who was selected by the long-rotten franchise, and who almost lost his career to tissue paper ankles before it had really begun. I would still have trouble believing it if I hadn't seen practically all of it with my own eyes.